Just go crazy, man. Ball hard, can't face, man. Choppers, rip wasteland. This what happens when you give it a taste life, then you give it a wasteland. This what happens when you give it a fake life, and then the ape in. I live with birds come in. Sounds like I see it in there. Hey, I'm on your turf again. This, that, yeah. From the back of the. I got a girl, Brad. Yeah. She go to battle. I live with birds come in. Sounds like I see it in there. Hey, I'm on your turf again. This. Yeah. From the back of the I got a girl, Brad. Yeah. She go to battle.
Thicker the bag. Meet him a bite, now lacing no beamer. I'm Brian O'Connor, driving it fast. They were just hating cause they in the way, and I'm way up and made it. The is mad. Man in them baggins, I'm all in my bag. Why ain't holding around?
Coach, we find ourselves at the foot of the Rockies, Denver, Colorado, for this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Just a short time ago, sounds loud enough to reverberate across the Rockies. They're ready for football in Denver as the Broncos get set to do battle with the Seattle Seahawks. No more training camp, no more exhibitions. The 2018 NFL season on EA Sports is underway. The football. It's picked up by the Broncos. And he will take it in for a Bronco touchdown. So this defense clicking early in the year, week one, the return for a touchdown.
The organization made a concerted effort in the offseason to improve this defense. I have to say they like the early returns.
The point after through the raindrops, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. And the mile-high air in full effect as that's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Well, these Seahawks heading out here on offense. Let's talk about last year. One to forget, Charles, in the Pacific Northwest. 7-9, a seat on the couch in January for these players, and that broke a streak of 5 straight seasons of double-digit victories and a playoff berth.
And I think they lost their identity a little bit along the way. On offense, they've always been a run-first team, established a line of scrimmage, and bludgeon people. They didn't have that at all. Their offense ran through Russell Wilson, and he was magical, led the league in touchdown passes, but they are at their best when they're able to run the ball.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Well, there was second long, now it's third and even longer. They're going in the wrong direction here.
Because they're moving exactly the way they want to, but you're exactly right. Definitely going in the wrong direction for the offensive guys.
And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on third and long. Now a play fake. Kaepernick. He lets it fly from Lockett. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off right around the 43. And the possession is theirs at their own 43-yard line.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
Looking here for Smith downfield. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
So second down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. Second and 10. Elway again. Going for the deep ball. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 11. And he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line. So the first interception of his career under center, and you knew it was going to happen sooner or later.
It has to. And I know he feels like the world is just tumbling down at this moment, but there's got to be some veteran somewhere, some mentor that's going to tell him, hang in there, my man. Plenty more to come. Keep firing.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks.
Coming in, he really liked his chance of having a big year based on a terrific offseason. And runs like that on opening weekend show that he's right.
Right back to him on first down. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up second down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, it's nothing but room to run.
Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. It's a gain of 5, and that's going to bring up a third down. Shotgun snap now for Kaepernick. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And this is taken in at the 5. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. A big play there, 58 yards. And the Seahawks just an extra point away from tying this thing up. Point after, right down the middle. And we are tied at 7. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. This fielded at the 2. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. These Broncos coming off 2 years of not making the playoffs after winning Super Bowl 50. And last year in Vance Joseph's first season, they went 5-11, had an 8-game losing streak. Now, look, the defense remained elite. But the quarterback carousel, the general lack of offensive production really led to a disappointing 2017.
And in order for them to reverse that, they've got to continue to play to their strength, which is their defense. And they did that by drafting Bradley Chubb at number 5 overall, the defensive end out of North Carolina State. Gives them extra pass rushers. But on offense, they made a peace offering to their defense by signing Case Keenum at quarterback. That should calm down that position and open up possibilities on the offensive side of the ball.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That one going for a gain of 11 and a Bronco first down. Elway will throw. Being chased out left. Now he'll turn and throw deep back to the other side of the field. And that one falls incomplete. Looked like he might have had position there, but he couldn't hold on it at second down.
A lot of contact there, but there was no way it appeared that he was going to get a flag on that one. Looking for it, but he wasn't going to get it. And as an ex-defensive back, you love it when they let you play and jostle downfield.
On second down, Davis. A nice job to get 8 there after the incompletion, and now they'll look at a 3rd and 2 coming up.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
And they'll stop him right on the midfield stripe. Give him a yard on the play, and he's definitely short. It'll be 4th down and a few inches. Vance Joseph making his mark. His guys will go on 4th down. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he's got the first down yardage as he takes it down to the 49. They only needed a few inches, and they didn't get much more than that. But by about the width of a shoelace, they convert on 4th down. They go play action here on first down. Rush coming in. he's taken down.
One thing that I liked about this guy during the draft process was his motor. Of course, I loved his skills, but he plays hard on every down.
And that motor on full display there as he gets his first NFL sack. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. They fake the give. Now Elway. Throw left side, complete to Short. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Took him 5 tries, but he is able to complete that first pass of the game.
And could you hear the exhale all the way up here? Not just from him, coaching staff, offensive line, receivers. Now he's off the schneid. Can they get him going in a nice groove where he becomes a little more consistent throwing the football?
Because you miss those first 2, but you get up the 0 for 4 range. That can be a little tricky, but able to settle in, hopefully.
Yeah, now you won't have any confidence issues. Now you can kind of get it back even with just one throw.
Now, Barney!
They keep it on the ground. This time it's Davis. And only a yard this time as he's taken down right around the 26.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things. But the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
From the gun on third down, it's Elway. The open man is Smith. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the first.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. And that one blown up quickly, as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. On second down, Elway moving backwards under pressure, and he'll go down. They'll sack him on what ought to be the final play of this first quarter.
Second goal, last thing you need to do is get pushed backwards to take a sack. But he couldn't find anywhere to go with the football, had to eat it, and ended up on the ground.
Back alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Bronco football to begin quarter number 2. So first and second down went in the wrong direction. They'll try to do better here on 3rd and 13. Here's Elway. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Bobby Wagner. And it's a good return here as he'll get all the way up close to the 35. Well, they thought they were going to break the tie. The defense had other plans. They were already in field goal range, but boom, an interception.
I don't know if this was a case of being a little bit too greedy with the opportunity to put points on the board, but give credit to the guys on the defensive side. Hung in there, battled, and made a key play.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
Partner, if you want more carries, I think we saw how you get them. Showed that he's got the fresh legs, and he picked up the first down on that run. Don't just ask for him. Show him that you're supposed to get the football.
And they'll go on the ground. And he's got it across midfield and into Denver territory. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
Here we go! 190! 190! Ohio! 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 Ohio!
They fake the give. Now Kaepernick. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3.
Here we go. Brian 38. Brian 38.
Working from the gun, it's Kaepernick. Looking left side, he's got it, complete. And now the ball's out, fumble near midfield. It's picked up by the Broncos.
All these years we've been watching the game, I start to get the sense that whenever it rains out, those guys who have to touch the ball and carry it, they're extremely resentful about that weather.
Yeah, I'm just happy I'm not resentful that we have a roof over our heads. I know that much.
Yeah, maybe we won't fumble our play sheets here as we just saw the fumble happen on the field.
And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. From midfield, Elway. Well, going deep here for Taylor. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by the all-pro free safety, Earl Thomas. And he'll take this back all the way up past the 45-yard line.
You hear me laughing, partner, and I'm not laughing at the situation, but sometimes you just get yourself into a rut. It's hard to shake yourself out of it.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10. Now a first carry for their fullback. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down.
I know a lot of times we like to put players in certain boxes. He does this and he does that. But this guy, he can do a little bit of everything. He's not just a lead blocker or a guy who protects the passer. Handing the ball, he might want to get out of the way.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading the play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Play action. Now Kaepernick. Flush to his right. And he will avoid the contact as he slides to a stop. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the first down on a 13-yard run.
Certainly making his presence felt in both the pass and the run game. He's having an impact.
Yeah, and his first carry of the game right there, he had hurt him with his arm. Now he's showing that he can shuffle the puppies as well. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play there, 2nd down.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
Now they'll throw with Kaepernick. Throw left side, caught by the tight end Njoku. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the first.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size, can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
To play in a tightly contested first half. Back to Denver right after this. Now a handoff looking right. And he'll take this one down near the 15. Give him 2 on that run, and they're still left looking at a 3rd and about 9 to go. Earlier this half, you were wondering how the defense was going to handle him defensively. Were they going to bottle him up at different levels, so to speak, is what you said. What have you seen so far?
Well, I think they've been absolutely terrific because it feels like on every play, if we were watching this in the film room, when he clicked off the film or stopped it, you would see 11 shirts of that same color right there in the frame trying to tackle him. That's what you're looking for.
Dancing to his left. So he stays up, but he can't get away forever, and down he goes. Von Miller in there to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that'll lead to a 4th down. And this one is right through. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So the scoring drive encompasses 9 plays, and the net result, 3 points.
Take your disappointment and put it aside. 9 plays. Yeah, they want to end up in the end zone with a touchdown. I get that. But sometimes those 9-play drives pay dividends later with another 9-play drive that culminates in a touchdown when they wear down a defense.
This offense trots back out there now, and as they do, Charles, one thing to point out that we saw a second ago are some of the new rules in the NFL this year regarding kickoffs.
Yeah, nowadays, the kickoff team, no more running starts. Remember that when you kind of circle a guy around and here he goes? No more. You have to start, close to the ball. And when it's kicked, then you get to take off and go, so you can't build up your speed that way. Also, when you're returning it, remember those wedges that we used to say where guys would form together, 2 or 3 guys? No more of those. So it'd be a lot more man-on-man, one-on-one blocking. And also they have rules about where people have to be when the ball's kicked, where they have to be when the ball's caught. So to me, it's much more like a punt return than it is an actual kickoff return. So I'm eager to see if teams now take their punt returners, those nifty guys who make people miss in the open field, and make them the kickoff.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off near the 32. And he's able to get it back to right around the 27. How about the big boys snagging one? You don't see that every week.
No, you don't, but a lot of them are just reliving their old dreams, going back to when they were in youth football and in high school. They didn't always play defensive line. Some of them actually handled the football, and you can see the flashback when he grabbed that one.
End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. Tyler Lockett, 27 yards. And the Seahawks find a way to stretch their lead. And he puts it through. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And coming out now, the Broncos. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned they're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And not much of an opening there as he's only going to get this to about the 32. And a stoppage here, a timeout before this 3rd down play takes place. As the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. The Broncos on 3rd down, just 1 for 5 to this point. This time it's 3rd and 3. Out of the gun, Elway. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. It'll be a pickup of just 2, and it'll be 4th down. So we've reached halftime. All right, we will save the Week 1 highlights and apparently get right back to the action here in the 3rd. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the Broncos offensive unit here as they'll have it first to begin this 3rd quarter. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never wanted to make something more important than it is.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off near the 42. And they will take over possession of the football at their 42-yard line. So good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10. So after the INT, it's Kaepernick. Quick hitter here, it's complete. Now the ball comes loose. It's picked up by the Broncos. And they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line. And maybe that one caused by the weather. Of course, the rain coming down. Charles, can you maybe, when you're carrying that football, grip it too tight in the rain?
I think that you can, and it's such a delicate balance, too, because when you grip it so tight, sometimes it'll slip out from your body. You squeeze it too hard, and it'll pop out on its own. I've actually had running backs talk to me about that when they've tried too hard, even in perfect conditions, the ball gets away from them. They've got to find that good balance, carrying it firmly, yet at the same time under control.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Elway. That's incomplete. Nearly another pick. My goodness.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
And the blitz does come. Rolling to his right. He's got the first down here inside the 30. And all the way down to the 25-yard line. The 21 yards there as they convert on 3rd.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a first down.
And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line.
Gone!
On 2nd down, Elway. And now here is another interception. Picked up by the linebacker, Bobby Wagner. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. What a nightmarish game he's having now. 6 interceptions that he has thrown.
Absolutely unbelievable, isn't it? Hard to believe we're watching this and have seen it. But it just tells you about the game of football. They give it and it taketh away.
Yeah, the guys, though, that have thrown 6 interceptions in a game, the likes of Peyton Manning, Brett Favre, I think Joe Namath, he did it 3 times. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short. On play action, it's Kaepernick. Steps away. He's got him in, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. They give him a gain of 37.
In our pregame meeting, all they talked about was keeping him hemmed in and wanting him to make his throws from the pocket because they knew he was pretty dangerous if he got outside, and he just showed it right there. Pretty good arm, too.
Now a play fake here on first down. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Ohio!
Kaepernick again here on 2nd and 10. Flushed out right. Ooh, with a juke. He's still barreling through. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the first down on a 13-yard run.
That was an excellent job of recognizing the situation. His first read wasn't there. Heck, his second read wasn't there. But he bought himself a little extra time scrambling out of the pocket, got to the sticks, and picked up the first down.
Only 3 there on the screen at 2nd down.
But it's tough to be a defender in today's NFL because there's so many things to account for in today's passing game, including the back sneaking out of the backfield. Not quite as bad as a turkey bowl where you have that center-eligible stuff, but still a lot of guys to account for.
Got his man complete over the middle. That's Warner. And it's a fumble.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. 12 more yards there and another first down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front.
And he will take this one in for the Seattle touchdown. It's their quarterback with now 3 Week 1 touchdowns. And the Seahawks add on to their lead. And he'll bang that one through. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. Line of scrimmage, again, the 25, 2nd and 10. Now it's Elway. Looking for Sanders here on the deep ball. And he's unable to grab it. Thought he might have had position, couldn't hold on, 3rd down. It's been this way most of the afternoon, hasn't it? This secondary, it really put this receiving core on lockdown.
Listen, they've worked together like a basketball team that's playing excellent defense. Great communication, doesn't matter whether it's man or zone. And especially against deep balls, as we saw there, they're not giving up anything to them.
And they pick up 25 as they convert on 3rd. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. He sets to fire deep. And my goodness, another interception. It's the Pro Bowl quarterback, Richard Sherman. And he is all the way up past the 25. The number 7 usually lucky here, not for him. 7 picks he's thrown in this game. That's only happened 6 times since 1960.
And I know that the most recent time it happened, the guy who threw him, he won a Heisman Trophy in college, so sometimes you just have a lousy game. Doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad career, but when you're talking about 1 game, 7, you're right, not lucky at all.
Yeah, Ty Detmer, the last to do it in 2001 to throw 7 picks. Kaepernick to throw on 2nd down. Sliding out of the pocket. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a 1st down.
As a general rule, offensive linemen like to know where their quarterback's going to be when he's setting up to throw the football. But sometimes they just have to get on the run, get on the move. He was able to do that on that play and picks up a 1st down with a nice throw.
And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down.
I think he's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. This is caught, and he is in for the Seattle touchdown. A big play there. Already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Seahawks find a way to stretch their lead. And he's able to put it through. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. So the Broncos coming out now. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive...
And now here is another interception. Picked off around the 27. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line. With that interception, he just set a record that nobody ever wants to set, and that's the most picks ever in an NFL game, 8.
The eight. The last time we saw 7, 2001, right?
Yeah.
Last time he was with the Lions at that time. To get to 8, are we sure he knows what color jerseys his team's wearing in this one?
I don't know. It has not been good. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. And on the ground they go with a running back. And now off to the races down the right side. And all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle. A great play there. 57 yards. And the Seahawks are running away with this one. The kickoff unit.
I think that now
I got you, Willie B.
It's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10. Again on 2nd and 10, it's Elway. Eluding the pressure right. And that's caught inside the 35. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Emmanuel Sanders, 75 yards. And the Broncos cut into that lead. The extra point up and good. And the lead is down to 24. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30. As Seattle now ready to march onto the field. There have been no struggles here for this crew. I mean, they were up double digits at halftime, and they've just expanded that here in the second half.
And it appears there are no answers from the defensive side. I think right now, if I'm the coordinator, if I'm down on the field, if I'm wearing a hat, I've already thrown it. If it's a visor, it's sailed, right? My game plan is down by my feet right now because nothing I've drawn up appears to be working.
Well, he's going to have to find something right now to stop this offense. Welcome back now to Denver. They'll run it now out of the gun. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
Well, I'd say that run's pretty emblematic of what we've seen all day long. No matter what they've done on offense, this offensive line has controlled the line of scrimmage, giving them time to throw it, run it, do whatever they wanted. That's why there are points up on the board. And right now, the psyche of the offense, we're in control, and we can do whatever.
And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Tyler Lockett, already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend. And this Seahawks offense continues to pour it on.
What's the matter? Go on.
That is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is taken at the 3. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. Now the Broncos offense, they get set to head back onto the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Here's Elway to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And that's incomplete. He started out having some troubles back in the first half connecting with his receivers. Really hasn't gotten a whole lot better.
Yeah, he's at less than 50%, and you and I both know that just won't do. So I would think about spreading things out, putting it on the receivers, make them win those one-on-one battles on the perimeter, and find their way open.
2nd and 10 now from the 27. 2nd and 10, Elway looking deep for Demarius. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
This defense was definitely alert to the
I don't know how he caught up.
And they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. The Broncos on 3rd down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This is 3rd and 10. From the shotgun, Elway. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
It's easy to see when we review this that the ball needs to come out quicker, because if you don't throw it right on the break, you bring a crowd of people into the equation.
And that's why it got knocked away there. Here we go. It's Elway on 4th down. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off at the 12. And he'll return it to the 24-yard line.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
Kaepernick now on 1st down. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. I don't think that was a blitz, was it?
No, not at all. I mean, there was no blitz called on the play, had other responsibilities, but he saw an opportunity, saw a path, and he took it.
Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. From the gun, it's Kaepernick. Throwing for his running back, and he's got it complete. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence. And he's achieved that in this performance.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete. 4th quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield? And look at this. It's a fake. And
That's
it's
me.
intercepted.
That's me.
Picked off at the 18. And he will score. Touchdown, Denver.
I don't know what made me fucking going.
This game's still fairly well in hand, but I think now you go conservative, don't you? Go into your shell, just run the football.
I think you have to, but you also have to tell your backs, make sure you're really protecting the football, because you're going to run into a stacked defensive front, which is why they were throwing the football before, trying to make sure they didn't get their backs, really beat up in that situation. Now, good luck to them.
The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. They built up that lead at intermission, and they're just continuing to pour it on right now, aren't they?
Locked into a really good groove right now. I don't know if it's just the play calling. I know the execution is really, really sharp right now, and all the playmakers are doing exactly what you expect. They're making
you hold
plays,
that block
and
into the hole, we
defense has
still
no
running.
answer and no chance of catching up.
Yeah, they're just looking to turn anywhere for a stop defensively. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Now this time, Kaepernick will throw to the right side and complete to Njoku.
Why, bro? Why?
That time on the completion, and it'll be 3rd down.
Pass complete, but no gain.
No yards.
Yeah.
So you file that as unsuccessful.
Yeah, you do, don't you? Except on the stats, throwing the ball,
Get a completion.
you get a catch,
Yeah.
but still, no yardage. Okay.
And he's got Lockett. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A good pickup there, a 22. They have the nice cushion. They just want to pour it on right now, still throwing the football.
And I know my background says, why do you need to do this? Just go ahead and run out the clock and get a win. But as many people pointed out to me, it's a video game, man. Go ahead and put the numbers up. Sportsmanship, not an issue.
Exercise those fingers. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
When you have someone throwing it that well, that confidently, you don't have to call the game in fear at all, do you? You just go ahead and play.
Yep, confidence with a lead to throw it here in the fourth, and boom, he's on the money.
Yeah, you don't have to tuck your head in and go like turtle at this point. You just go ahead and play.
Steps away to his left. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. And he'll go down at the 28. Just a catch there. It'll be 79.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
Oh, he's got him in wide open, complete. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. That'll put him up over 160 yards receiving now for the game. They can't seem to stop it. Time for a break. Back to finish it off on EA Sports after this.
Flex round! Flex round!
And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Well, that's the big drawback to this play. Even if somehow the quarterback pitches it, he's not immune to the big hit. In this case, he kept it and absorbed it anyway.
And now he'll tuck it and run. Only a yard there on the keeper, and that's going to leave him with a third down.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. On third down, it's Alexander.
I tried to spin out of
And this
there.
play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up fourth down. And his kick here is good. And that'll push the lead from 24 up to 27. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the fourth.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
Oh, looting the tackle.
Woo! Oh, pinning on that cutback, boy. I'm going to let Earl Thomas tear that ass up.
Now this Broncos offensive unit ready to head back out onto the field. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride.
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
And now here's another interception. Picked off right around the 43. And the possession is theirs at their own 43-yard line. Good starting field position here for the Seahawks as they come up first and 10. Kaepernick looking to throw. He's got his man on the crossing route. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down.
Flex round!
On first down, Kaepernick. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown. Turning into a really good performance on the road. Week 1, you're just hoping for that first win. It's tough to do it away from home, though, but they're looking strong.
I don't know why. That's why I don't use this nigga, bro.
Win in the NFL is a great road win. I mean, it just does not matter whether it's supposed to be tough or not. In this particular situation, how great will they feel leaving with a win on the road against a tough opponent?
A little work still to do, though. This fielded at the 2. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. And Denver getting set to take the field. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Use that as ammo going forward.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard.
And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
On second down, Elway. And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock.
He is just not out his focus in this game. It's not one drop. It's not two. That's 3 for this contest.
Yeah, uncharacteristic for any NFL receiver, and he's no exception. The Broncos on third down. They've converted a third of their opportunities.
So
this will be a tough 3rd and 18. Elway throw. He's going to let it fly. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by the Pro Bowl safety Cam Chancellor. And the return out shy of midfield to the 46-yard line.
No, she said, was it still okay for her to come at 4:30?